So on this project, I am taking this huge big corbel. It's a big old chunk of wood and it's outdated. I want to paint it. I'm going to paint it this color. It's a cashew chalk paint. I bought this at Walmart and I'm going to paint and then I'm going to distress it. So with chalk paint, you can just go right over it after you wipe it down real good. And usually if I distress something like this, I usually don't have to give it but one coat with chalk paint, but we'll see. If I think it's too light and it needs to darken up a little bit, then I'll go ahead and give it another coat. But we're totally going to transform this piece into something that I have a great big wide opening in my dining room area, and I would like to put something like a corbel up on each side. I have the real tall ceilings, so I'm going to try this there and see. I have another one shaped a little different, but that's okay. It still looks good like that. I like things to be a little different. Everything doesn't have to always matchy exactly in this world that we live in. So I'm going to go ahead and finish painting this up with my paint here, and then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like before I distress it to see if it needs another coat. Okay, so this is one coat of the cashew from Walmart, the chalk paint from Walmart. This is me sanding it with a sander, just like this. Just turn it down. And this is what you get. So, what I'm going to do now to this is, look how cool it looks already. I'm going to take, I have some wax that I purchased also at Walmart. It's called antique wax. A little secret about this is I mix it with water and it does the same job. So it just goes on the way I want it to go on, like a paint. So what I'm going to do is go over this complete piece with this wax. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring out all the wood tones that came out from behind the paint when I sanded. And then it's going to give the paint a little bit of a darkening. So you're going to have light places of paint still showing through. You're going to have darkening of paint showing through, but you're going to have that wood is going to look really super dark. So therefore you get a nice contrast. And that's what you want to go for, is the contrast on this type of thing. You're not going to be happy if you can't see a contrast, if it just all blends together. So I'm just wiping this wax on here with a brush, just any old which way I want, just like if I was painting it. And if I miss some spot, it's fine, because that's the whole idea, is to have it look, distressed. So as soon as I get this part of it done with the wax on the other side, then I'm going to let it dry overnight, and then we may and may not sand it again. I just want to see what it looks like before I do. Okay, so I have added some of the creamy color back on. Remember, we're using cashew from Walmart. It's a chalk paint. So I added some of it back on, and now I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to sand this one more time, and it's going to be done. I'm not going to put a wax on top of it or anything, because I already waxed it with the dark wax, and then the chippiness on it and everything. It really doesn't matter if it's protected or not, because you want it to be chippy, and it's going to be in the house. So there's no need to wax it unless you just want that look from wax. And if I put white wax on this, you're not going to tell it. If I put dark wax on this, it's going to cover up the look I'm trying to get. I could put clear wax on it, but I really don't want to shine. I just want it to be really chalky. So I'll bring you back when this is dry and I have sanded the last coat and show you what they look like before I hang them up. The first one, the front. Here's the second one, the front. And there's the sides. There's the side of that one. They matched up pretty good considering they're two different ones. And plus I had, this one was painted white, this one was brown. So I had to somehow bring the brown out in here and bring the cream color out in here and then add the cream to this to cover up the white that was in it. So I think they match pretty good. And now we're gonna see what they look like hanging up. Okay, so there's one. And here's the other one. They can't go flush against my ceiling because I have trim up there. But I think they still look nice. And when I stand back here, you can actually see how they both look. Very pretty. And these were found at the Goodwill for $5 or $6. And I think they turned out awesome. Thank you for watching.